if you had been able to choose your own career, you could have chosen to be a farmer. Do you agree?
And
nature,
soil and trees and so on. And it fascinates me and always has done. But I haven't really been able to do very much except try to encourage as much as I can. But no, I think it's terribly important, I feel, for people to be reconnected to the soil and where food comes from, for instance. And now that we live in such an urbanized world, it is very difficult to do that. In fact, we've just been this morning to visit one of these city farms. I'm patron of the Federation of City Farms and Gardens, which is wonderful. All these people all around the country, who manage to grow things in London or other cities and involve young people and working with animals and chickens and pigs. And it does help at last, I think, to reconnect children to where their food comes from. Otherwise, they have no idea. Everything seems to come from a packet, wrapped up in cling film. And unless we have that connection with nature, we simply aren't going to be aware, which is the danger, I think, now, of what's happening to the world around.
So actually, it's not a bad idea at all to talk to plants, right?
Not at all. And anyway, the things you grow taste so much better.
As you said, you were quite ahead of your time in terms of environmental protection, as well as organic farming, for example. Were you quite saddened when people didn't really appreciate those ideas at that time and even mock them?
Very long time. But if you tried, as I did 20 years ago, there wasn't any. It was very hard because you couldn't find anything. How did you find the right products? Who was doing the work and research? And then it was too expensive. But for instance, I did manage to put in a reed bed sewage treatment system at Highgrove 20 years ago, which, as you can imagine, earned a great deal of rubbishing and ridicule. Well, I mean, it's not much fun, frankly, is it, being rubbished and ridiculed? But I mean, I now, fortunately, people perhaps are beginning to realize that I just felt what I was trying to get across was important, and that perhaps eventually people would see. So maybe after I'm dead, they might understand.